Welcome back, everybody. It was a very short break. I know that we, well, not me, but you, Carlin, kind of took us out of the round 4 long Jim Davis match, right?
Yeah, that was a long game. It's good, though.
Yeah, well, the good news with the long game means that we get straight back into it. And actually, that's what we're going to do. We're going to jump right into, we're going to watch Erin Cunningham, she says with confidence. And
sounds confident enough for me.
It's really funny that Eric decided to ditch this round, because if I can remind you and all of our wonderful viewers that earlier in this wonderful tournament, I pointed out this amazing decklist name, which is bringing to light the issues with dual lands. And Eric may or may not have commented on the rest of the deck being not that good. Well, guess what? Aaron is 4-0, so let's watch some magic.
I do remember. My favorite decklist name, though, was easily Mana Drain is legal. Please don't draw Skull Clamp.
I will say that with this tournament not being, a normal thing, there are maybe some decklist names that got to be a little fun and creative. Oh wow, there's a pending message here that says who needs Skull Clamp. Wow. Oh, I might not have done that. Did I do that? I did. Okay, we're good. Sorry. So we got a fact or fiction heading from I assume our opponent, DrMaD. Oh, we've watched some of DrMaD already, actually.
Yeah, I think DrMaD's deck is extremely well positioned, to be honest.
So I think DrMaD will probably take the Gideon here, but I'm not sure. Oh, this is smart. Aaron is screenshotting the FOF because I don't think it shows you what cards your opponent picks.
They don't have that. It's 2020. They don't have that arena technology yet.
There is many other issues that they're probably maybe thinking about working on.
We're going to have to get into those.
So, Carlin, what do you think? Unfortunately, we didn't see too much. The game actually progressed very quickly, considering we just jumped into it. So they did take the... it does look like they took the Gideon pile. Did you have feelings on that? I didn't. The other pile was...
the other pile was
opt land.
Opt and condemn, maybe. I think Gideon's pretty strong if your opponent's not really putting any threats down. You just have an army in a can. So I think
we saw Gideon take over. I think it was Jack Kiefer. I want to say this is when I think we last watched DrMaD. I haven't had a huge chance to jump into into Aaron's deck list, bringing to light the issues with dual lands. But we will say, he does have some bring to lights in his hand. So I assume with all this mana colors going on, we're going to see what they do.
Yeah. Well, the mana is great in this format.
Oh, we were talking about that. It's funny. Eric talked off the show and was like, oh, hey, there's 3 powerful cards, Mana Drain, Mind Twist, and Skull Clamp. I was like, oh, excuse me. Well, actually, there are some amazing duels in this format.
There's also there's free mana with no downside. That's also considered pretty strong. The reason they haven't reprinted them. Yeah.
The crazy thing is there's both duels and shocks in this format.
Yeah, actually, I think that's the craziest part is you get duels and shocks. You have near, I guess, what you consider like almost perfect mana as far as like that goes.
Yeah, no, for sure. I want to pause and just talk a little bit about what just happened there. Aaron had a lot of mana and did nothing with it. And I'm not sure what I'm missing. I guess we're playing around Mana Drain, I assume. Is that what we're
I'm not sure. Mana Drain kind of wrecks this deck in a little bit of a way because you're just casting massive spells, right? And you know that Mana Drain is going to give your opponent a chance to like play Gideon, not have to tap out, play Pristine Angel, not have to tap out. So you get to play a threat, counter a threat, and hold up mana, which is like extremely good.
So I think the conclusion I've come to here is that Aaron wanted to be able to do 2 things in a turn, and unfortunately his hand, being 5 and 4 mana spells, converted mana cost spells, did not really allow for that. This turn it does. It does allow for a Wander into a Bring to Light. That being said, I feel a little awkward about just passing a turn into what will be a Gideon coming down.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how this works out.
He could get Force Spiked here. That's a 3 of.
We're also only bringing to light for... Oh, here we go. Okay, there's our 4th color.
I think they're gonna... No, they're not gonna play around it. That's fair.
Yeah, it's tough too, I think. Okay, so it's just
there's the mana drain. Yeah.
It's just mana drain. Carlin, I don't know your Magic history too well, but mine is fairly new. Like Return to Theros was kind of Theros was like my first set. So
yeah, I'm a Magic boomer.
Okay,
so I love this stuff.
Yeah, so this is all new to me, but honestly, it's so fun. It's like wow, yeah. Like Skull Clamp was barely legal for anyone, so that one's kind of cool. Mana drain, Mind Twist,
like 3 weeks.
Yeah. So I've oh, I see what's happening. Okay. Chat is being used. This is smart. Aaron is using his Moto chat to write down what cards are being put from not Force of Will, Fact or Fiction.
Yeah.
Which is great. Love it. I'm getting all these Moto tricks now. This is sweet. Fortunately, we are flooding out a little bit. I guess we can say we sort of escaped. Well, how much is that Angel? Is that a 6 mana cost Angel? So I guess we didn't escape. Mana Drain did get us.
That's what I said. One of the issues was going to happen is he was going to get mana drained, and then they were going to play their big spell and get to hold up mana, which is just like ridiculous. It's almost unwinnable, to be honest.
Oh, nice absorbs there. Those are some beautiful art choices.
Oh yeah, Absorb is a classic. It's a
I have a friend. Spell. I have a friend when I used to play paper Magic. He'd lend me cards, and he'd always have the original printings of cards, like even in standard. Yeah, that's the kind of player I am too. Oh, they're beautiful. I can't really get into it. I think I'm just too much of a zoomer, but I'm super into the old printings. Just looking at them.
Oh yeah, I love them.
So what is this protection from all
colors
when it's untapped?
Or just always.
Oh, it kind of went away when it.
And then when you play any spell, it untaps. So you basically get to it.
It says when it's untapped.
Does it say only when it's untapped?
Yeah, because it went away when he attacked.
Oh, that's right. As long as it is only when it's untapped.
Yeah.
But what basically
big old elf.
What they can do is kind of bait, right? And if they have an instant they can play, they can if they block, and then they can just like untap it instantly and give it protection.
Right. Oh, Caracas is in our opponent's deck. I didn't even know that was legal in this format.
Yeah, one Caracas, which is just an insane Magic card.
I've actually been playing a little bit of Legacy myself, and I've discovered Caracas is a card that is really good against Griselbrand.
It's good against a lot. I remember playing Legacy Sneak and Show, and you go against the Caracas and you put in the Emrakul and it gets right back to your hand.
Yeah, right back. All that hard work. We're pausing here on attack step. I assume Aaron is trying to think like, where am I attacking here? Doesn't attack at all, actually. I guess. Do you have a reason why there was no attacks at all?
Because you're at the risk of just getting beat down by this Angel, and you kind of want to like stall the board state a little.
Right, but our creature has Vigilance and Trample. The Angel was tapped, right?
It does have Vigilance. Oh, it does have it. Sorry, some of these cards I don't remember.
No, this one's the Carolyn card. This is a battle for the Zendikar card. So I got this.
I actually don't know. Well, there is one thing they could be playing around the 3 copies of Condemn.
Oh yeah. That's put target attacking creature somewhere
on the bottom, and then they gain life. So like if you get Condemned here, suddenly your opponent's board state is like so much better than yours.
Yeah, no, that's a really awesome thing to think about. I have not scoured the deck list enough, I guess. What does Route say?
It's just gonna board wipe here.
Cast it as a flash. Destroy all creatures that can't be regenerated.
Yeah, Route is great.
Someone was telling me the stats that there are more in this particular set roulette format. There are more cards that say can't be regenerated than say regenerate. Like there's just so many random cards that say can't be regenerated.
The old wording. Yeah. That was around for quite a while, even up to like printings of Damnation and such. Like, I mean, pretty much all you're gonna do here is just play every spell you get every turn. So you have nothing else to do. I wonder how this deck. How does it gain? We could check the list here. How does it truly gain any sort of card advantage? I mean, via Two of the Swords, Trigon Predator.
Is it Aaron's deck?
Yeah.
I mean, from my knowledge, it looked like Aaron's deck was pretty similar to the Bug to the Bug Skullclamp decks, but I think he doesn't have Skullclamp, but I think he's doing sort of similar things. He doesn't have Skullclamp, right?
No, he has no.
He just has swords. Yeah.
He has Tribal Flames to deal damage.
Oh, he's going. I see.
He also has 3. He has 3 Painful Truths, so he can pay X and lose X life, whereas the number of colors spent. So there is some card advantage. Not really engines, just strict spells. He doesn't have a particular engine, so you have to hope that one of your Bring to Lights or Painful Truths resolves. And he also has the capture of. I hope I say it right. I think it's Jingzhu, which is basically just time warp. It's just time warp, which is fine. It's just take an extra turn. It's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, Oh yeah, that's a cool card. What format? Take an extra turn after this one.
Aaron's name looked familiar, and I believe that's because I know him because he's from my old home store of Nashville.
Oh, that's sweet.
I was like, man, that name really does look familiar.
Does look like DrMaD does take this game 1, but we got sideboarding to go. That's actually pretty sweet. Internet, the world we're living in with just interacting solely versus online Magic, still does bring some oh hey, wait, I know this person, or that person's from my hometown. So they're the CFB, one of the final GP thingies, MFO online things. One of my friends from Vancouver won it, which was pretty cool. And I was like, oh, I know him. That's sweet. So I don't know, stuff like that's pretty cool. One thing I think that Aaron's deck is probably doing and could result in why he's 4-0 is probably beating up on those bug lists. I
think it definitely does.
Because you talked a bit about card advantage, and he doesn't have the engine with Skullclamp, but he does have the threats that they have, and then he just has some bigger ways to go get them. So I think it's pretty interesting. This unfortunately does not seem like a great matchup, but blue-white is just kind of blue-white. I have feelings. I don't like it.
Yeah, I think blue-white is... that's why I think that DrMaD is poised to make top 8 pretty easy, to be honest, because his deck is so good at dealing with everything that anybody wanted to try to do.
Yeah, it's surprising to me. Does DrMaD's deck have Mind Twist, or did we just leave it on the table?
It doesn't have Mind Twist, but he has a tech against Mind Twist, which is cool. He has the card, I believe. I will double check to make sure I don't say it wrong. It is actually Scatter. It's Pulse of the Grid. So you draw 2 cards and then discard a card from your hand, and then if your opponent has more cards in hand than you, return Pulse to its owner's hand.
Oh, so basically, that's sweet.
He's pre-teched against Mind Twist by saying, okay, you Mind Twist me. As long as I can have a Pulse of the Grid left, I can recover.
Wow, oh my gosh, Magic players are so great.
That's that's honestly just good deck building. Because people are going to play Mind Twist. So you bring in a nice 2-of to help you regain advantage.
That is so cool. Magic players are great. Yeah, I wasn't testing for this tournament, but I was following along some of the players' conversations just to get a feel for the format, and I didn't see that one come up, so I'm pretty happy. This is pretty sweet for Dr.
that's
Matt.
Sneaky. I looked at most of the lists, and nobody else is really doing that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. This is our second time watching, this style of tournament, is set roulette. And each time people just all find these same things. And I'm like, how do people know? I don't understand. How do you just see a list of cards and think, there's a combo deck that's floating around with some artifacts, and eventually you Zealous Construct or Zealous. Nope, not that one. The one that drains your opponent every time a creature dies. That's they use that to kill your opponent, but it's just, I don't know how people see these things. I'm like, how did you get there? I could maybe get to the bug lists that just play all the good cards. But I don't know if I could get to any of the combo decks. They're too cool. Too cool for me.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Zulaport Cutthroat.
There we go. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, classic Zulaport. Yeah, it's just a lot of times you just sit there and look through it. As a brewer as well, you just kind of sit there and look through everything for a couple hours, and You go, okay, maybe I found something.
There we go. So we did grab our land off the top. We've missed one land drop, but c'est la vie. We're gonna bash with our 2/2 and then probably play the Predator, I guess. There's not. We could go get the Forest, right? Search your library for a Forest card. Oh yeah, so I guess 3 visits.
Yeah, I guess.
This doesn't come into play tap for what it's worth. Right? The 3 visits doesn't come into play.
3 visits is actually one of my favorite Magic cards. I just think it's super cool. Like it's I like the flavor, and it's a forest, so you can fetch any forest. It doesn't have to be a basic, which is it basically gives you, like, as long as you play green, you can basically always have perfect mana.
Yeah, I remember people talking about, especially that this card doesn't come into play tapped, which as a newish Magic player, that's just, you assume all searchables basically come into play tapped. So on this turn, what do you think is going to happen? Just some.
Oh, you just ramp and then.
Well, we can ramp into Painful Truths, right?
Yeah, you could. But usually you want to.
No,
if you're going to have enough.
Oh, I guess if we get Bayou, we can. Okay.
You usually want to try to double spell against the control deck, so maybe you save it. I mean, the thing is, you also want to play around. If you can play around something, you should. I think the issue is, like, knowing that you should play around Force Spike, because you don't really want to give your opponent a chance to have their best and, like, I would say their worst counterspell used in the best way possible, which is like by getting a cheeky, like, you try to ramp and then they Force Spike your spell.
So sort of
you didn't ramp.
For me, it would be the Censors of the world. Like, you want to play around Censor when you can.
Yeah, if you can play around it. If you can't beat it, don't. But
so it looks like we did get to go to our deck. So if we get the Bayou, that tells me we're likely Painful Truth things this turn, but we didn't get the Bayou. So we can't Painful Truths, but we can Tygon Predator.
Yeah, I think you kind of want to save your Painful Truths as your very last spell.
I'm also not potentially sure that we realized we couldn't cast Painful Truths. I'm not sure. There was some mana tapping, and then there was unmana tapping.
Well, I think they have the same idea of playing around Force Spike, because it would just be
fair.
A blowout. I mean, you can accept that you're going to get mana drain, because it's going to happen. You accept that you're going to get absorbed, but try not to give your opponent a free Force Spike, like, in the late game.
So yeah, it looks like you were right. It looks like the plan here was to cast Tygon Predator, and we decided not to do it last turn, and we decided to do it this turn instead. This is going to give DrMaD some mana on their turn, which will lead maybe to a threat like Gideon. Probably not the Angel, unless they have another land, right? The Angel's 6 mana. This mana drain only gives 3 mana. Well, never mind. Never mind. Oh boy is right, Aaron. oh boy. Okay, well, now we can do whatever we want on DrMaD.
Yeah. now you get 6 mana for free, so that's considered a good deal.
Probably not gonna be able to use it all.
You could just cast Pristine or Gideon and then get to hold up Factor Fiction is 1 mana. Factor Fiction is also considered
1 mana Factor Fiction, man. Interesting. That was an interesting pile. So I don't know. We didn't see those super fast. It was 3 lands mana drain in one pile and Factor Fiction in the other pile. DrMads did take the 3 lands and mana drain. So we do have to be aware. What does that card do?
Ooh, Grand Arbiter.
Oh, okay,
so
okay. I know what it does.
That card is going to tax the opponent for an extra 1. And it makes all your white and blue spells 1 cheaper, which is the entire deck. So,
wow.
It's interesting. We've seen DrMaD bring it in multiple times, but he only brings it in when he knows that you're going to basically take out your removal, or you don't have removal.
Right. And it didn't look like we had a ton to begin with, and I assume we probably don't have any now.
Yeah.
We have Tribal Flames. So that might still be.
That's it. That's the only removal.
Yeah, but it is likely that it's still in the deck, right? Because it's also just a win con.
Yeah,
or
it's
sort of a win con, I guess.
Because it clears up Gideons and other stuff, and it's fine. But I don't know. I honestly think this control deck's gonna go all the way.
Yeah, it's doing a good showing in this, at least in round 5 right now. Speaking of which, we're likely, maybe, sort of, going to continue on in round 5 and find other people to play.
Yeah, I think there could be one issue, though, I could see coming up is some of the aristocrat decks can really get under because you can Aether Vial, right? So you always get your guaranteed creature, and then you have like
Aether Vials in this format? Man.
Yes, Aether Vial is also in this format.
Sweet.
I love Aether Vial. I still have my original set of Aether Vials. I love that card. It's a very good card. It's just like a solid Magic card. But basically, I would be worried if I was DrMaD about the Aether Vial style decks where they basically are going to always get to double spell you, and that's the best way to beat control, is to just double spell.
So, sorry, I'm quickly scanning to see, are there any... There's actually a mono red Machines that is also currently going into this round, was undefeated as well. So that does mean that there's a chance that DrMaD could run into this Skull Clamp or Aether Vial style deck.
Yeah, and I think that's
shortly.
probably his first matchup. But he basically beats up on the bug the Skull Clamp decks and the slower decks. He just beats up on them pretty bad. And there's really not a lot of other. He's like the only true control player. Like just blue-white control. Like
yeah, it's funny. I had one friend that was, building some decks, theorizing here and there, and then decided, I don't really want to play too much. I'm afraid it's all going to be blue-white. And then we checked out the deck list, and it wasn't actually that crazy. It wasn't really all blue-white, but there's one, and he's doing well. So
yeah, there's only one, but he's doing extremely well. Yeah, I like the deck. I mean, if there's 3 things in life that are certain. Well, actually, it's probably 4. It's 3. It's death, taxes, and that the Magic players will force blue-white control whenever possible.
Yeah. Yeah, people do that. I don't get it. Give me my creatures any day, please.
Oh, I know. I mean, I played a lot of Sphinx's Rev in my day. I just...
That was me. That was me being introduced to Magic. Does it even seem fair? I feel like that was not fair. I was over there. Yeah, I was over there playing my Domri Rad. I was playing my Pelucranos, and people were like, haha, Sphinx's Rev.
Yeah, like in a turn Rev for 5. Okay, that's good.
Like, that was the format where they had to play the artifact that sacks and shuffles your graveyard. Something with Elixir.
I still have my copy of that somewhere. The Elixir of Immortality.
Yeah. And I was like, this is so unfair. What's happening? New Carolyn was not excited about all this. So we're in chump blocking Gideon mode. Never really a good sign. Going down to 5 with a card in our hand that could maybe do something. I don't know. Let's find out. I assume we're gonna cast it.
It's rough. I mean, that's basically what control wants to do. Is once it's got you on the ropes and you.
We have to pay 1 for the Grand Arbiter, right?
Yeah, I mean, that Grand Arbiter, like tempo, cheating mana, and all that are a big deal in Magic.
Yeah, I'm with Aaron on that one. Right click, concede.
Scoop it up.
But that's okay. We still got a good showing from Aaron. 4-1. DrMaD goes to 5-0. And you get to come back to us, which is also a really good showing. Yeah. But I think we should go find some more Magic. So let's see if there's anything behind us. I am seeing PG8, which we jumped into before. I wonder if the voice in my ear is also seeing PG8. Looks like this is actually set roulette, so that's good. We may have made an error where we jumped into a limited match earlier, but that's okay. So this is actually Paul Green. To my knowledge, Paul Green actually won our previous set roulette tournament. I think. I hope. I'm right. Sure. So we are jumping into Paul Green's match. Making sure I got that right. And we're actually mid interesting decks. So one thing that's really excited here, Carlin, is there is no... Oh, wait. Oh yeah, I think I'm okay. We're not in bug control world right now. I think we're in doing fun stuff world.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull up the deck lists here.
Yeah, so I can tell us that. So I think Paul Green is doing some sort of artifact combo-y thing. We saw him kill a previous round with like an 8/8 or something like
Oh yeah, Arcbound. He's got Arcbound Ravager. So
and
there's
Arcbound
shenanigans.
And I have an interesting fact about his opponent. His opponent played Sam Pardee in round 1, mulliganed to 3, and still comboed off.
Wow.
Now, on turn 4. Sorry, I'm being.
Do you know him?
Possibly. There was a voice that corrected me that it was on turn 4, which who knows what the voice would be. But I think it was very impressive. So the interesting thing about our opponent's deck is it does have a lot of artifacts, and there are a lot of Trigon Predators running around this format, which is why it's a risk to play an artifact-based deck. Actually, both of these players are playing.
Well, that's because everybody knew that there was going to be Skull Clam.
Yeah. But I got to see both of these decks do their thing, and I think it's pretty exciting. I'm down for a little bit of a change. No more mana drains hanging out right now, I think.
Yeah.
No more mind twists for now.
I guess the thing is you can't just blame people for playing what are clearly Magic History's banned cards because they're too good.
So what's happening? So we're sacking Arcbound, putting it onto our Blinkmoth.
Such a good card.
That puts our Blinkmoth at 6, so it will eat up this other thing that I don't know the name of.
And it's good to know Blinkmoth is not... The Ink Moth is the one that has Infect. Blinkmoth is just the dude.
Right. I do not like the Skull Clamp art for what it's worth. It's creepy.
Oh, that's also on the list of 10 creepiest Magic arts, I think.
Yeah,
that and no, I forgot what it's called.
There's one where it's hard because I always remember the art but not the name of the cards. Have you ever looked at the card Eat to Extinction? The new
Yeah, it's actually super creepy. It's actually
so creepy.
It's got all those weird all those crazy teeth coming out. Yeah.
Oh.
They're like rock-sized teeth.
Yeah, I had a real issue when that card was spoiled. I was like, nope.
I think it's actually what is the name of the red-black Titan?
Oh, Croxa?
Croxa. Yeah, it's Croxa's mouth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's terrifying. I did not know that. So we got our opponent is doing some stuff. That was a very technical term. Sorry if you weren't able to follow my technical term. So are we out of mana? No, we have one more. We have one more sign after this, right? So we can Skull Clamp a couple times.
Yeah, I mean it's so hard to. Oh, it looks like they chose Oppo. Oh, is Oppo Dump? Is that the name?
Yeah.
What's the actual? Is there
their
another
first name
name
is Cameron? If that helps you. Their first name is Cameron. If that's easier.
Cameron is fine.
Is this a combo? So what does the Catacomb Sifter do? When another creature controlled dies, scry 1. Where? Okay.
Yeah, so you're getting a lot of value.
We're pretty close to doing it, right? Is this just the combo? Because we have the alter sacker creature add a color mana.
Yeah. This is one of the decks that I was talking about that Control might have a bad time with. This.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's deterministic. It's hard because it's pretty blurry and I'm not amazing at these cards, but I think we're pretty close, right? So we get to scry every time. I guess if we run out of creatures in our hand, then we're done, right? But we have Skull Clamp to draw more cards, which we're about to do here. So we get to scry.
Yeah, you basically just keep going if you don't massively brick. Even it looks like the opponent said, "I'm pretty sure I'm dead here, but I'll see it through." It's basically like Zulaport Cutthroat. Draw cards, make mana, draw card, make mana.
Yeah, this is actually sort of similar to what I watched earlier when I was watching Sam play against Cameron. Getting as low as Sam got him down to 1 once, actually, and then just still died and was really mad. Not mad at his opponent, obviously mad at himself. He felt like he messed up. So it sounds like Cameron's had some wild matches today, so we did actually go back to Paul's.
Yeah, whoa, I'm alive.
Yeah, I agree with you, Paul. I was also surprised, not gonna lie. Unfortunately, not a ton we can do. We can attack for 6 in the air. I don't know what the nursery does. Do you know what the nursery
crazy
does?
Is that like they're both opponents are just talking to each other, right? And like, I play only arena, and where that all you get to say is your go and thanks and nice.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I've been playing a decent amount of these MTGMelee tournaments, and one of the things I really love about it is that little chat window that you get with your opponent. And I've just noticed a lot of players are doing the "Hey, good luck, have fun," or GGs or whatever, like just really simple communication that you don't get in arena Magic, but you do get in paper. And so
you can say GG on arena. It's just usually taken as sarcastic.
It's always oh my gosh, I don't even know why I have emotes.
Your go.
Anytime someone says good game, I assume that they're going to cast settle the wreckage on me. I just assume.
Oh,
I'm like,
they're
going to get me.
I got
somehow.
Mangu with that last month.
Nice.
He's like, I'm going to attack all out. Does this deck have settle? And I answered that question. Like,
with casting the settle.
Yeah, he's like, he said some curses in Italian.
Oh, I think I saw that. I think that might have been a clip.
Yeah, it was a Channel Fireball clip.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was good. Ooh, okay. So we did get something happened. Oh, Oxidize happened on.
Yeah, Oxidize is a great call in this format.
What does Blink Moth turn into? Does it turn into an artifact?
Yeah, it's just an artifact, dude. It's just like a 1/1 dude.
Okay, well, we got to be dead now, right?
Oh, yeah.
We untapped with 7 cards in our hand or whatever.
Yeah, this is pretty much cookie cutter. It's cookie cutter aristocrats. Like, the Zulaport Cutthroat is just going to deal the damage, and you're going to draw so many cards. Like, even if you don't win on the spot, your opponent definitely doesn't win next turn.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. It does feel like, even though he didn't go straight combo on this one, he's definitely overtaking the board for sure.
Yeah, I like aristocrat strategies. They're pretty fun. I mean, they're obviously the best when you can play Skull Clamp. Like, they're okay. Like it's the same thing. Like, like with Priest of Forgotten Gods in Standard. Like with the aristocrat strategies, but Skull Clamp just like takes it over the top.
Yeah. So we were talking about it earlier, and then we got distracted by Magic as we do. There's been a small debate, not heavily had by many people, but whether or not Skull Clamp should have been pre-banned in this tournament, because obviously it's a busted card and everybody knew that going into it. But I'm actually super happy that people got to play with a card that they would basically never get to play with, because even in Cube it's not actually that busted.
No,
it's still good, but it's not like game ending or anything.
I think that we're here to have fun, so why not do it for a day?
Yes, exactly. Like this, we're not designing the future of Magic here. We're just having a fun Sunday afternoon, and I'm super excited. I didn't see any of these cards play. I didn't see Skull Clamp, Mana Drain, Mind Twist, and so it's been fun. It's been really good just to watch and see what Magic was like, even if it was for very small windows.
I think Skull Clamp was the fastest banned card in Magic history, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think Eric has been leading to it. I don't quite know the story, but I know that there was like a small change, like post-production, like, oh, hey, this card's going to the printer. Why don't we make it +1/+1 or +1/-1? I think it was a small random change. Yeah.
It was messed up along with Tarmogoyf was the same deal. It wasn't supposed to be like the power toughness thing. It's a couple. There's been a couple of those in Magic history where they went to the printer and just like somehow wrong, and then ended up better than they were supposed to be, which is very unique for a game like a card game, right? Like, because most card games now are just like online TCGs, so it's like Magic just has problems, not problems, but like it just had different issues throughout the years that only can happen with a paper game, which is like, I think, part of the appeal.
It's funny. Well, that is true. Like, there's been some, large errors. Oh, actually, sorry.
Okay, Chain Lightning.
Oh, love it. All for it, Paul. Let's go. Chain Lightning, target ourselves. Gas. Wait.
You're dead.
Wait, he gets to play the double red.
You get to go out on your own terms.
Love it. Okay, that I have never seen before. So our opponent, or our player Paul, is dead at 0 life total, but there's a trigger on the stack that says, "Would you like to play double red?" That was very funny.
I would.
Thank you, Paul, for that. That was amazing.
Hey, it's something powerful about going out on your own terms, even if it's not a lot.
Not just going out on your own terms, going out in a style that isn't done very often. You're dead and Moto's still making you click buttons. I'm all about it. So I was trying to come up with a conversation about there have definitely been errors in Magic's history, which, it's 25 years long. That makes sense. Yeah. But I was just discussing with friends the other day, like, there are so many things that Magic got right just out of the gates. Like 5 colors making 10 pairings is such a normal number that I'm like, I couldn't imagine if it was 6. I couldn't imagine if it was 4. It would just be...
It was almost purple. It was almost 6 for a minute, actually.
If you look at some of the advertising images from the last 6 months or so, there was purple.
Yeah, they gave up. They gave on the Future Sight card back. Somehow that card back is still floating around. I have no idea why.
It's the highest resolution photo when you Google it. When you Google Magic card back.
Is that why? It's
that's why. They leaned into their mistake and they put it on April Fools. They put in Arena that card back.
Oh, so that's right.
Yeah, and that was really cool. Yeah. I'm down for companies to lean into things and say, hey, here's our mistake and here's some humor. So I was down for that. But yeah, I was thinking a lot about, Magic 5 colors just makes sense. The instance is something that not a lot of games have or have had since. The stack. Like, there's just some crazy things that some dude in his basement came up with, and we're still playing them 5 years later. So I'm all for it.
Richard Garfield.
Yeah, I'm here for some Tarmogoyf errors.
Richard.
And so I don't know. I think we're here because we all like Magic, and particularly I like seeing these random combination of cards. Like, it's pretty cool. So I was, sharing some thoughts with you all, and then let's see what we're up to. Why don't we quickly pop in? We're going to quickly pop into some standings and see. This is not updated, so this is from the end of round 4. And then what I'd like to point out here is some of the players we've been watching. In fact, almost all of the players that we've been watching. Quickly talk about their deck list, and then we are going to ditch you guys until round 6, which will be pretty soon, because we are out of content for this round. So, Carlin, we do have, going into this round, we had Aaron at 4-0 with the Bring to Light bug-ish deck stuff. Mm-hmm. We had Ben White's going in at 4-0 as well with Bug's Gold Clamp. We saw DrMaD's with the blue-white control deck. We haven't seen Philip, and this is why I wanted to come to standings and talk a little bit about this mono-red machines and kind of just talk, like, what do you think this does for our current, like, leaders? Like, someone's going to play against this deck next, potentially.
Yeah, the mono-red machines looks pretty cool. Like, Chain Lightning, just playing Fire Ambush, just 3 damage.
I do feel tricked because there are no mono-red machines. They're all not mono-red. But it's okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, the mono-red, I guess, comes from its playing mountains, but...
Sure.
Molten Nursery in the side is interesting. I wonder...
Well, we saw that in play when we jumped in to see Paul's game. He had Molten Rain in play. When you cast colors.
One of the best... This is a great sideboard tech of Rolling Earthquake. I love this card because it deals X damage to each creature without horsemanship and each player.
Wait, we saw a card with horsemanship in someone else's deck list earlier today.
But it's 9 out of 10 times nobody's going to have any horsemanship in their deck.
I'm just saying there is one floating around, and I'm trying to find
one guy with horsemanship.
Oh no! There's too many deck lists. Sun Sea, Young Conqueror. Mm-hmm. There we go.
That's probably about
it's in Ben White's list, actually.
That's probably one of the only playable horsemanship cards.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, that was super sweet. I wanted to jump in and just check on... We hadn't really seen Philip around on coverage on either side, so I wanted to jump on that. And then I guess we'll take a break. We'll see everyone in X number of minutes, and you can fill in X when 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We'll head on back for round 6. Round 6 is actually our final round of Swiss, which does mean we're going to shake some results out. We're going to have a top 8 for us in no time. See everybody later.
All right.